Let's do it.
Ready?
What's good, yo? It's your boy Tre LA and Ms.
And Miss Nita.
Mark's not here this week. He went to go make a trip. She's sad over there. But we got Peanut in the building.
We got Peanut.
Peanut
came up and Mark went down.
Peanut, like, I'm not talking, but I'm here, but I'm not here. Alright, yo, this is the Henny Chronicles podcast, yo. Hold on, let me pull this.
We back. Hey.
We missed a couple weeks. First week, Nita did a model shoot. She played me and did a shoot.
No.
She played me and did a shoot.
No. Whatever.
She played me and did a shoot. She was like, I'm like, yo, y'all coming? She's like, can't. That's what she said in the message. Can't. That's it.
I can't because look, but the pictures came out nice.
Can't. That's what she said. Can't. I'm like,
I
oh, damn.
all by myself.
Damn. Crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Then you left us.
I had a business trip. So everybody knows I'm a massage therapist. So I went down to Atlanta to do some work out that way. Some girls booked me for a massage party. That shit was dope. It was awesome. Atlanta's its own state. I ain't never been to Atlanta. Everybody be like, oh, go to Atlanta. I'm like, I have no reason to go to Atlanta. Like, I just didn't have a reason to go to Atlanta. Everybody was like, when I told people it's my first time in Atlanta, you should see their face. What you mean this is your first time in Atlanta? The fuck? I didn't know all black people got to pay homage to Atlanta. I didn't know. But I was like, all right, cool, bet. So I went out there last week for my massage stuff, and it was dope. I got down there Thursday. Homeboy annoyed me with the Airbnb shit. Like, I dropped down on a nigga by accident. I didn't know that he was supposed to be subletting his apartment. I didn't know. He didn't put that in the vernacular. He didn't say anything, right? So I got there, cause this is the thing, right? He said, he hits me up. He calls me. He's like, yo, I'm just let you know that the people that booked before you didn't leave the key in the Dropbox. They took the key and they're not responding to their phone calls. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like 1:30 when he calls me. I'm not gonna get this till like 3:20. I'm like, all right, cool. So the key thing should be taken care of in 2 fucking hours. I've been to Walmart, nigga. It takes 8 minutes to make a key. Like, fuck, what you talking about? So I'm like, I bet. I'm closer. He calls me again, like, the key's not made yet, but I spoke to management. They know that to make a key, yada. He's using these words. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, one of the biggest things, because housekeepers got getting in, they got clean first because of, the whole COVID shit. We can't have people just going in rooms. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. I get there. I walk to the front. I'm like, all right, bet. Hey, my name is Travell. I got an Airbnb here. I'm going to be staying in room 636 or 639. They look, the dude behind the desk, he got a mask on. All I can see is this nigga eyes is big in his head. He's like, we don't do Airbnb here. Ooh. Word? Y'all don't do Airbnb here?
Who don't fucking do Airbnb?
Somebody do. I got booked in this bitch. He never showed. That is my thing, right? If this is your hustle, this is me. If this is my hustle, and I'm about to make $400 for a couple of nights off one person, I'm going to be doing this shit all month.
Right.
If I know that I got an issue, I know that you're supposed to be working directly with me. When you show up, I'm like, yo, I bet I'm be waiting in the parking lot.
Exactly.
As soon as you pull up,
exactly.
Yo, what type of car you got? I got this type of car. All right, cool, bet. When you get here, this is what I look like. All right, cool. He ain't do none of that shit, right? Dude looking at me, he goes talk to his manager. He comes back out. He's like, give me 1 second. Y'all go sit over here. We sitting over there. Manager comes over there. He like, oh, we don't do that here, but because you're here, we're gonna let you stay. Excuse me, sir. I just drove from Patterson, New Jersey to Atlanta. It took me 14 hours to get to this bitch. I was staying regardless.
Right. Like, I don't know what y'all thought this was, but I'm going to tell you what it is.
Give me, okay, so, he's like, I'll be right back. He comes to give me the key, and I move all my shit in. It took me, 2 hours to get, into my room and shit like that.
Oh, God.
Now, mention, he said, housekeeping got to clean the room for you. This is the words that the dude that the John's using. My boy J Pat, he was like, yo, he's talking to the person. The person that's here, that's not housekeeping. This isn't in a hotel. This is an apartment building. They don't have housekeeping in apartment buildings.
Right.
So the person who's subletting the apartment, it's like his cousin or something that's cleaning my room. I'm like, nigga, y'all doing too much down here in Atlanta already. Y'all doing too much.
That shit is ghetto.
This is ghetto as fuck, my nigga. Y'all killing me. But once I got in and stuff like that, Atlanta was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's its own state, its own culture. Man, one night them niggas just all out in Hellcats just doing donuts, burning out in the middle of the motherfucking Midtown, just burning out, doing donuts and shit in the middle of the motherfucking highway. Like, yo, y'all bugging out this motherfucker. Every club in Atlanta is a booty club. Whether it's a booty club or not, it's a booty club. So you gonna walk in that motherfucker, it's gonna be girls with stripper attire on, they're gonna be shaking ass, and they asking if you want a stack of ones. Like, every club's a booty club. The hookah lounges, the food, and everywhere in Atlanta, the food's good. I didn't eat bad food at any spot in Atlanta.
It's season.
I was like, damn, it's black folks out here for real. So every spot we ate at was peace. You know what I'm saying? The venues was dope. We went to this one little club. We tried to get to Mag. Well, I didn't say we tried. We went to Magic City, but we got there like 1 a.m, and the admissions was like $60 to get in. And then my boy was like, "Yo, bro, I'm not paying $60 to get in." I'm like, "I bet, cool, fuck it, we ain't gonna go there." But we ended up going to another spot, and bodyguard dude sitting out the front. He's a big motherfucker, like 6'4", 6'5", but big, like a stocky motherfucker. Right, big ass gun on his hip. We leave the venue. We look where he was sitting because at this point in time he's not sitting. He's standing up. He had a big ass AK-47 just sitting right behind him, fully loaded. I'm like, yo, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. The reason why this nigga got an AK-47 is because them niggas over there got AK-47s. Let's get in the car.
Let's go. Let's
get out of here. You know, don't need to. You know, let's go. Like, fuck what y'all talking about. Like, but it was dope, yo. I love Atlanta. They was trying to get me to stay. They ain't want me to leave. They was like, nah, you should stay. You should stay. Cause I met a whole bunch of people and every like no shit. Like Atlanta is definitely like the black business mecca. Like if you're a business person, you want to go to Atlanta.
Right.
Cause them niggas out there really building brands and making money.
And they all be trying to help each other though. So.
And something I realized is that it is a legit hustler's culture in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Everybody's selling something. I saw a motherfucker selling goldfish. And I ain't talking about the candy. I'm talking about real fucking goldfish. Like selling fish out of a bucket. I'm like, yo, this nigga really got goldfish over there. He's like, yeah, I'm selling goldfish. What? Niggas selling waters and everything. Everywhere you go, motherfuckers pushing some shit up and down the block, selling some shit. I was like, I could appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a dope feel. And I'm definitely going to go back to Atlanta. I had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? It's mad asses. It's just fun. Like
it's mad asses.
Mad asses.
Mad asses.
But
real,
like
fake.
The people, the energy, like people down there, like I understand, like you may see the videos, the shit that you catch when you're scrolling online. You see motherfuckers wilding out. They might be wilding out in the airport. They might be shooting in the mall. But outside of the wild shit, you know, it's still 365 days in a year. Like they have days where you just go down. It's like, but Atlanta's just huge. He's young boy. He's like, Atlanta's 3 counties. It's like 3 counties. Like that's Passaic, Bergen, and Essex together.
Right.
One part of this. Like, bro, like I'm like, Atlanta's fucking gigantic. Like I had no idea. That's the reason why Mark said when you move to the other side of town, you move to the other side of town.
Right.
It's the other side of town in like in Georgia. Huh?
That's really just fucking leaving. I took the kids to Great Wolf Lodge.
I saw that. So you get the family trip, all this shit.
That shit cost 2 bands and some change. Oh my fucking god! Like first of all, like I booked it and it was already like a lot, but I had to add on because for Aiden's birthday. For Aiden's birthday, he's 34, yay! But you
better spend that money. You went all the way to Puerto Rico for me his birthday.
That's why I was feeling like.
So you gotta spend it. You gotta run it up now. Aid deserve it with his big ass head.
Each of their passes, their little wolf passes, I got them the best ones. So shit was like $100. Then I had to get him the best birthday thing where they like decorate the door, have the balloons and the cake all ready for him and shit. I was just like, oh God. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just buy the vouchers too for us to eat all this shit or whatever. Their dad came too, and you know. It was dope though.
I saw that.
It was dope. It was enough room. They had their bunk beds and stuff. It was a couch and a bed, so it was copacetic.
It's copacetic.
Yeah.
I can dig that shit.
But it was dope as fuck. My dad called to say happy birthday. He was like, yeah, I was trying to call him on his birthday, but you don't pick up your fucking phone. I'm like, I sure the fuck don't. But then he was like, how much you pay? I was like 2 bands and some change. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah. That's how much I spent to go to Puerto Rico. So now Anthony I don't know what we doing for Anthony.
What you do is you gotta tell Ant he gotta wait till you turn 13.
Honestly, all Ant want is that little VR shit, that he put on.
Yep, that's all we get. I'm like, yo, 13, we wilding out. But right now, homeboy, we gotta chill because we gonna run it up on 13.
He just a monitor and a VR set. And I was like, I could work with that, but I want to take him somewhere too. And I'm trying to think like, where can I take him where it's like. I'm not blowing money, but I'm like, you know, he happy with it. I was thinking about putting him on a helicopter. The one I was looking at, they opened the fucking doors. And Anthony's the kid that, when we was in the airplane, he was opening the window like this, and then close that shit back, and then open it. And he's like, nah.
Too hot for me, cuz.
So I'm like, how the fuck we gonna get in a helicopter with him?
Nah, you have a whole fucking panic attack out that bitch.
And I'll be right along with him.
Screaming your head off. That's
they gonna open the door, and he's gonna be like, wait, what? That shit look dope, though, but...
That's something you do with your boo, not with your kids. Let them do that shit when they get older.
How you know I'm lonely? You gonna just throw that in there like that?
Damn. My
you gonna just throw that in there like that?
My bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to, you know, scratch an open sore. You know what I'm saying? But that's something you do with the boo.
I ain't got no hoes.
I ain't got no friend, fam. You know, it's like that out here.
The last that I had went to fucking across the country and forgot about me.
Yeah, about that. I ain't gonna talk about that, but about that, bruh. We'll talk football later.
Another news.
Y'all ain't shit.
Ain't shit.
As a unit, y'all ain't shit.
As the tribe of people, I just gotta put that out there. But nah, like listen, like you know, it's been a very entertaining last couple weeks and shit like that for us up here at the podcast and shit like that. So shout out to that. But also in these last couple weeks, America, we lost a legend. I don't even really know how to even swing into that type of conversation, but we're just gonna try and touch on it. Just kind of, you know, the legend himself, DMX, passed away. Earl Simmons, he passed away. Everyone knows that. Just being a fan of hip hop, like, bro, I remember when I was, you know, everybody remembers where they at with certain shit. Like, I remember exactly where I was at when Nipsey Hussle died. I remember exactly where I was at when Kobe died. I remember exactly where I was at when Biggie died. I remember exactly where I was at when the night Tupac got shot. I remember these things. They play vividly. Like, I know exactly where I was at when these things happened. And, like, when I saw that shit in my timeline, DMX, overdose, heart attack, brain damage, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Now, of course, in all things, we gotta check the sources. You start scrolling through everything.
Everything. You know where I go straight to? The fucking shade room. No bullshit. Straight to the fucking shade room. Because if it's not on there, it's not true. That shit was right there. I was like, oh my fucking God. I was fucked up.
I was fucked up. I'm like, damn, yo, X is fucked up out here in these streets. And the crazy thing is, the entire world, everyone that's a fan, everybody feel like we just lost a real family member. Like, we feel like we lost somebody that's like close to us. Like,
you know, my last name is
that is.
Could have been mom.
Could have been family and shit. You know what I'm saying? Might be. You know, we gotta double check those sources. But that's the wild shit. It's like everyone feels like they really lost somebody that's close to him, like we know him. Right. But the thing is, he's been so transparent his entire career.
Exactly.
You feel like you know him. Like, yo, I know X.
That ass. Like, I know that nigga.
I know this motherfucker. I know him. Like, I remember the first time I ever heard a DMX verse, and I know I'm about to date myself. Everybody know I'm old. It was on a Puff Daddy, and it was a mixtape, and this is 1995, and he had a mixtape, and had like Gina Thompson on, all those other kind of shit, and then he had The Lox featuring Murder Mace and DMX, and that was the song Niggas Done Started Something, which when you go to DMX's first album, I think it even might be on The Lox first album or Mace's first album, I can't remember what else album, but I know it was on DMX. It had Niggas Done Started Something, right? That was the first time I ever heard DMX, and I was fucking young. I was in like fucking 5th grade, and I'm like, that was the best song on the entire fucking mixtape. I'm like, yo, Niggas Done Started Something is crazy. And then 98 rolls around, and then all of those artists that was on that song are now signed to Bad Boy, now signed to Def Jam, and now they own people. And it was like, yeah, that's crazy. I remember hearing this song years ago, and people were just starting to catch it on these albums and shit like that as time went on and shit like that. So I've been a fan from the beginning. You know, DMX is the first artist in history to put out 2 different platinum albums in the same year with his first album, and then he came out with Flesh is My Flesh, Blood is My Blood. Like, he's the first artist to ever do that. Any other artist that's ever done it, they did the same album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like like when Usher did Confessions and he dropped the deluxe one. Justin Timberlake dropped his last one, because you know Justin Timberlake dropped an album like every 18 years and shit. And then he redid the other one, and that one went platinum. But it's the same album. DMX is the only artist to put out 2 different albums in the same year, and both of them shits go platinum. So X was just different, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had, you know. So I got a special place in my heart for DMX, as y'all can see.
Definitely do. I don't know. DMX is really the reason why I like Pitbulls, for one. And then I don't know why I liked him, because I ain't really go through no dark, deep shit, but it's like certain shit you kind of relate to his music or whatever. So then when me and my dad was like reconnecting or whatever, I was super standoffish about my dad or whatever, and then he was playing DMX, and I was like, oh, I like DMX. He's like, I like DMX too. And we just like from that point, we just like best friends.
Yeah.
Because we had something to relate to and it broke the ice. So, yeah. When they first said that he passed away, when it was like, I don't know, he passed away, but he really didn't pass away, I really had to pull the fuck over because I was crying. And my friends were like, is it that serious? Yes, bitch, is that serious?
Super serious out this motherfucker.
Mark like,
massive serious.
You okay?
No, nigga. My cousin died. Fuck you.
Dead ass. What are you talking about?
Like, I completely understand.
It was definitely a roller coaster. And then seeing all his like clips, people start sharing all his clips and shit. Then you know what I hate though? I hate when people like, oh, you wasn't really a fan, like da da da, like, bruh. First of all, just because I wasn't posting this nigga throughout his whole career or whatever, that doesn't make me not a fan. I don't gotta tell you every single thing that I do. Like, everybody was a DMX fan, period.
I think it's hard not to be. If I meet somebody like y'all wasn't a DMX fan, I'll probably punch him in the face. Just for the culture.
Met someone that didn't. No, for real.
Just for the culture.
Who doesn't like DMX?
What you mean? Get out of my house.
Get the fuck out.
We can't even be associates. I can't even talk to you no more. Fuck you mean you don't like X.
So, yeah, no. People are weird as fuck.
Funk Flex said this shit. He was talking. Funk Flex was like, everybody posting DMX to show, posting pictures with X. Yeah, talking about celebs and shit, posting pictures with X and stuff like that. Like, oh, I met X and just showing that type of stuff. And, he was a little offended by the fact that he was like, when's the last time you reached out to him? When's the last time you spoke to him?
Exactly.
When's the last time you sent him some bread or just anything? Like, when the last time you did any of that kind of stuff? And it's like, he got a point there. It's a lot of people that's going to put up the pictures for the like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that is a side hustle of clout chasing to be. Like,
no, dead ass. Because how long it took, niggas was like looking, had to look for the fucking picture, like shit. Oh shit, I got a picture with DMX, and then post it, like, and that shit's so fucking ass to me.
Now, for the casual fan and stuff like that, you post that picture with X, I could dig it. People that posted, going to his concerts and shit like that, like that's what's up. Celebs is different. Like if you was in that same
if you was his
realm of
friend,
him, nah, it's different. You know what I'm saying? When Drag On posted the video crying and shit like that, like I felt that shit. I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah, I cried when I seen that too.
Like Drag, like
you can actually feel it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's some sincere shit right there. And you like I mentioned, his transparency is like, like every single thing that he went through, he put, even when he was beefing with the radio labels and with the record labels, and he always was just very like, this is what it is. Anybody that he dissed the motherfuckers because he felt like he had a reason to. Like he went after and honestly, like if you watch some old clips with him battling, or just like the battle with him and Jay-Z, or just him just anything like the prayers and all this other kind of stuff. Someone posted a picture with him and we know him as Debo, for the culture. Everybody know him as, but they posted a picture of him crying, like Debo's crying, hugging X because he said that X was doing a prayer and Debo walked up on stage and gave him a hug and shit like that. Like he had that effect on people.
I think was the most dopest thing. I was watching a clip and it was like he trained his dog. He was like battle rapping. He trained his dog to like, he like chill.
The Murder Mook video.
Let me get him.
Let me chill. Let me get him. I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, right? One of the best times in my life is my senior year of high school, and it was football season. And I lost my voice because I was a breakdown hype man type shit. So I'm yelling every practice. Yeah, ready, and I lost my voice. And when my voice would come back, I sound just like DMX. And it was the best time of my life for like 3 months. I sound like DMX. So everything I said, it was coming out. It was like, yo, what's going on? Like, yo, come on, man, huddle up. Like, it was crazy, right? And I was mad excited to sound like, I was hoping my voice would stay like that. My voice is a little raspy. I had a little, I was talking to motherfuckers like, yo, we got practice later on. Like it made me happy. Like, yo, I sound like X, this shit's nuts. Like, my entire life, my voice been ass. Now I sound like X. It's great. But then my regular voice came back, and I've been sad ever since. I had a little voice. I've always had just a regular voice and shit like that. And to sound like a nigga that was just so gritty and just so like loved, and it was like, yo, you sound like DMX. It's like, I know. But it was peace. Like that was one of the best times I ever had with a fucked up ass voice. Like, yo, I sound like DMX. So I couldn't wait to just do regular talking because my shit sound crazy. But that's how much of an impact a person can have. People always wonder, like, people are like, oh, you shouldn't, idolize this, or you shouldn't, put certain people on this and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily about putting them on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to say that you fuck with somebody.
Yeah, no.
Even if you don't know them personally, it's okay to say that.
He's like the realest fucking artist out. Like, he was definitely the realest artist out. out because he didn't like. He was open. Nothing was fake about him. He wasn't with none of that shit. So.
And he said it. He said, I don't know who he was talking to. I think he was talking to Timbaland. And he said, you know, one of the biggest fears that he ever had was to lose himself and not be himself, not be allowed to be himself. And it's like, he said, because a lot of people in the business, they okay with not being themselves.
No, for real.
And I tell people all the time, like, my biggest thing, I always tell people, I'm far from politically correct. I'd rather state the truth in my eyes than give you some politically correct shit all the time, keep feeding you the shit that you want to hear.
Right.
I'm a person of duality. I'll tell you the politically correct shit while telling you some other shit because to me, shit's gotta add up. It's duality. You know what I'm saying? We should do this as a people, but really this is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, you know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Gotta make sure we put that shit out there.
Allegedly. But yeah, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, man. This, you know, we took a hard one with that one. You know what I'm saying? Died at 50. And there will never be no one will probably have another impact like that.
No.
For a long time to come. People like every single time a rapper dies, it's like, oh, you know this, but it's about the longevity of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the world felt it when Pop Smoke died. The world felt it when King Von died. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like damn, like they young and they coming up, and you feel bad because the future. You know what I'm saying? Like the future, their projection. Like yo, they gonna be alright, and then that happens and it's cut short, so you didn't even get a chance to see it manifest. But then when you see X, his ups and his downs.
Right.
You know, he has a lyric, you know, he said my rap sheet is longer than some niggas' catalog. That's real. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying?
For real. No, he was honest about everything.
You know, he was definitely giving those gems like that. So when he dies, it's like they said his streams went up 928% after he died. 928%? That's crazy. Like everybody would start playing like, listen, just X. I was in Atlanta and everywhere I turned, everywhere we went, you heard DMX.
That ass.
Everywhere.
Me driving to work blasting DMX is the funniest shit ever because the white people just be like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Because I'm going to come through with all my windows down, even
that
the fucking roof
and
back.
it was nice as hell outside too. Windows down.
Blasting this shit, nigga. Pulling up.
Hyped as hell. 8
8
o'clock in the morning driving.
This nigga spitting. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, we bounce back as a culture. You know, you feel bad for his ex-wife, his kids.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because no one, as much as we know death is coming for us, we are never prepared for it when it gets here. You know, you're never prepared for it. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't give a shit what type of life. A motherfucker have fucking level 4 cancer and you're still not ready for it when it actually happens. You know, it's nothing that can prepare you for that moment. So for his family and his friends and people that's close to him and shit like that, it's like you say your condolences, you know what I'm saying? You show love and stuff like that. And you hope that his family reaps the benefits of his passing.
Right.
You know, that's the fucked up part about it. Is like I passed, but hopefully in my passing, the people that was closest to me can benefit from my passing.
Because his life is fucked up.
The Shantae, I was saying it downstairs, the Shantae post when she put up, Roxanne Shantae, I believe, posted the joint when she was like, you know, they was talking and like his mother literally like took him to like a group home when he was young, like, and dropped him off.
She beat him with a broom, knocked his teeth out,
like
all of that.
All types of wild shit, like them stories, like, and then you wonder why a motherfucker got trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Hold on. I don't know. My kids came up here, y'all. My kids, yes, my kids dead ass came up here asking about a charger. Because that's the type of kids I got. In the middle of us talking about DMX, my kids come up here and say, hey, you got a charger. No, I don't. Fuck. Like, I got it up here. No, I don't. That's the type of life we live up here at the motherfucking Henny Who Chronicles podcast. I'm up here drinking and smoking out my kids' way, and they still managed to find me. To come
to me. I was like, hi, I don't know what's happening.
Dead ass. But with all being said, you know what I'm saying? Recipes of DMX. Hip hop lost a real one, and hopefully, you know, we can learn to appreciate And that's the thing. Like, whenever someone dies, it's like, we gotta appreciate life. Kobe died. Motherfuckers start holding their kids and kissing their daughters.
For like 2 months.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things, like, we have to do this without it being a tragedy first. We should play the music of legends while they're still up and running, while they're still alive. Not when they die, now it's like, oh, damn, you know, I ain't heard this song in 7 years. Like, that's crazy. Like, no, play that shit.
Nah, I was definitely still bumping DMX. Like,
always play the X. If you got a workout mixtape and don't got no X on it, throw that whole shit in the garbage. Dead ass. But, you know, for the culture, you know what I'm saying? One time for DMX. Can't say it enough, yo. We're going to end this part of the segment because we got to come back and deal with the other bullshit of the United States.
The KKK.
Oh, my God, these police, my nigga. Can we stop? Like, America, can we get the shit together, America? Like, it seems like every 3 weeks I gotta come up on this motherfucking podcast and talk about some knucklehead police officers. But this time around, I got like 3 police officers. I got a sergeant. I got all types of shit. Like, y'all bugging the fuck out. Like,
oh yeah, no.
Like,
guy that was molesting kids for 20 years.
Yeah, that guy. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, man.
It's
like, America.
We're coming back.
So, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, we got to prepare you for the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? As we get ready to come back, yo. It's your boy, Tre LA and Ms. Poppy.
And Miss Nita.
This is a Henny Chronicles podcast. We'll be right back. Alright, yo, we back, yo. Tre LA Sweatpants Poppy.
And Miss Nita.
The Henny Chronicles podcast. Mark should be back next week, hopefully. We'll see what happens, you know, because he out and about down in Atlanta.
Punch Mark in his fucking forehead.
Shout out to Mark. Alright, Joe, so before we end the last segment, you know, we kind of prepped to kind of let y'all know what was coming on with this next segment.
Which case, are we going to do the cases in order that they came this week? Or, like, what we doing?
I'm just gonna start one at a time. Alright, so let's do this one. The first one we're gonna go to. We're gonna go to Minnesota.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Minnesota first. Kim Potter, the police officer who's responsible for shooting. I want to make sure I say his name right. I believe it's Daunte.
Yeah, Daunte.
Daunte Wright. It's not Dante. It's Daunte. Daunte Wright.
Daunte.
Young fella, 20 years old. Shot him during a traffic stop. She mistakenly shot him with her gun when she thought it was her taser. That's what she's going with.
Is she on the force again? Like 20?
I don't know. She's trained police officer.
Yeah.
She's done the whole shit.
Mm-hmm. But she mistaked the taser. That's on a whole nother side. She's like,
yes.
that was my taser.
Your dominant hand weekend, and I am not a police officer, and I knew this, and that's the reason why it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
As a person who's not a trained officer, who's just a regular civilian, I know that your gun goes on your dominant side and the taser goes on the opposite side. I know that, right? So for you to mistakenly shoot somebody is bullshit to me.
No.
Straight up and down bullshit. It's like,
you gotta take it off for safety.
Exactly. Now this is the thing, right? Did you guys traumatize yourselves by watching the video?
I did not watch the video.
Okay.
Did not watch the video.
I've stopped watching these videos, but I watched this one and another one just because I want to make sure that when I'm speaking, I'm not, just being angry. Mm-hmm. But then when you watch the video, you realize that you're just going to be fucking angry regardless, right? So, it's a traffic stop. They got him. He's out the car, hands behind his back. And then he kind of pulls away from the officers and get back into his car. But they was trying to arrest him for a warrant, and he didn't know he had a warrant. Right. Supposedly the warrant was for missing a court date, but they sent the information to the wrong location. That's why he did not know. Mm. So with him not knowing, it's like, bro, y'all trying to arrest me for no fucking reason. But even still, I don't give a shit what I say. Period. I don't give a shit what he did. Period. You still are not in the position to shoot and kill anybody unless they are shooting or in a position to kill you, right? If he pulls away or doing any other kind of shit, that doesn't warrant you like, all right, well, fuck it, he's trying to escape, he's resisting arrest, and I'm going to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? That's not how this shit works. Of course there are people, because I unfollowed somebody, unfriended somebody on Facebook I don't even really think I really know this guy. Supposedly we went to college together, but he posted a picture of Daunte with his mugshot and what he was arrested for.
Posted a picture of him with a gun in his hand or whatever. It's like.
And I don't give a fuck if he was laying in a bed surrounded by guns. He wasn't in a car surrounded with guns aiming them at police officers. So at the end of the day, that does not give you the right to play judge and jury, to play God, and start shooting at him. It's a fucking traffic stop. At some point in time, this is the thing. At some point in time, when are police officers going to say, you know, it is just a fucking traffic stop?
Yeah. And what was they saying? They pulled them over for expired tags when the DMV is backed up, and the officers know that. So they're not even really pulling niggas over for this shit because how you gonna get it? You can't even get an appointment with the DMV.
DMV's ass. I don't know what state, any state, DMV's ass.
It's ass right now. So it's like we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Still, a year plus later.
Yeah. So talk about some expired tags.
Kiss my ass.
Like that shit really just be pissing me the fuck off. Any excuse that they come up with, you be like, but it's a pandemic, and they be like, oh yeah, we know, but it's no nigga, it's no but. It's no but. Sis should be charged like
now,
immediately.
And here's the kicker. After the thing, Kim Potter then resigns from the police force. After she resigns, they arrest her and charges her with second-degree murder. And then I believe it was either today or yesterday, she actually posted a $100,000 bill, and she's out.
White supremacists probably.
And she's out. You know what I'm saying? I know police officers make pretty good money, but shit, you had 100K stacked up for just in case shit like this.
Yeah, like it just went too smoothly.
Yep.
It went way too smoothly for me. I'm just like.
And I believe she is the third female officer to kill somebody in like the last like 3 years. Like as far as on this level that it hits the news and shit like that. And
yeah, because there's a lot that we don't even know about that doesn't even go viral or anything like that.
So for me, the idea that it has gone so smooth and she was able to post bail and all this other kind of shit, it's like, how upset are we going to be when she gets off? Because as Black America, we are pretty sure that she will get off.
Yeah.
Or, this is the other aspect. Female officers do typically might get charged, but they don't get a lot of time. So a white male officer is not going to jail, but a white female officer may go to jail, but she's not going to get no crazy ass sentence. Like that shit's just out. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So
because it was a mistake, she thought it was a taser.
So now we gotta pretty much brace ourselves for the next year when her trial goes through and deal with that shit. Because, you know, it is happening in the same city that George Floyd died in. So that state is just not.
And it's crazy because George Floyd's girlfriend was his teacher.
Yeah.
The boy. So, yeah, that's fucked up. This shit is wild as fuck. Next.
So we got that situation, right? Now we have the other situation in Chicago.
He's gonna pull out.
Eric Stillman, 34-year-old police officer in Chicago, shot and killed 13-year-old Adam Toledo. As he was, the body cam showed that Adam was running from the police officers, giving him a little chase. You know what I'm saying? Got him on a little foot chase. You know, police officers hate to run. Joey Donuts is not a fan of running. So as they chase him and stuff like that, according to the police report and the police officer, basically in short, when Adam turned around, he still had a gun in his hand, supposedly.
That's what the police said.
That's what the police said.
I did see that video.
Now,
by accident.
The video, his hands were clearly up in the sky and he had nothing in them. He threw the gun to the side and he turned around and put his hands up. And then the police officer shot him and he went down.
You want to hear something scarier?
Well, go ahead.
Each police officer told each other to turn off their body cameras.
Yep,
like it was on the radio scanner. They're like, if you're coming to this crime scene, turn your body cameras off. Yep.
And you can see them just go off. What the fuck is the point of having the body cams if they could turn shit on and off as they please to crop and edit whatever it is that they want to be seen? It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But as a as a father and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to see a 13-year-old kid get shot and stuff like that, it's like, damn, that's crazy, because all of our kids are near that age bracket,
Yes.
very close to it and shit like that, and it's like, people are definitely going to vilify the child. Oh, he 13, he got guns, and yeah, nigga, Chicago, everybody got fucking guns in Chicago.
That's one. The guns there.
That's one part. Yeah, that's one part. But outside of that, was he doing something wrong? Probably so. Was he running and stuff like that and giving the police a problem? Yes, he was. Again, to my previous statement, it does not give an officer the right to shoot him unless he feels that his life is in danger. When a person turns around and they have both hands up,
and you can see it clear as day.
Clear as day, and you still decide that you're going to shoot this person
in the chest.
You have to take responsibility for your actions. That young kid, his actions did not warrant death.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, police, you know, do that old school shit. You made me run, they catch you, they tackle you, beat you the fuck up. Like, you know, like they did Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Send your ass home with some lumps and shit like that. Charge you with you know, avoiding police, or whatever it is that they try and charge you with and shit like that. And you take your ass to motherfucking jail. You know what I'm saying? If Adam does not get shot and he goes to jail, okay. Gun possession charges, okay. I can see that.
Right.
And I'm not mad at a police officer from stopping a 13-year-old from carrying a handgun. Because, again, I just said we have kids in that age bracket. And I wouldn't want Adam to shoot my kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in the same breath, I don't think that Adam should have to get shot and die in the motherfucking streets when he already surrendered, he put his hands up.
And let's talk about how police know how to control themselves, even in danger, because in Minnesota, there was a white guy in his truck, and the cop was hanging off of his truck, and the white guy's like, he already assaulted a worker and everything, assaulted cops, and drove off in his car. The cop is hanging from the fucking truck. How y'all staying so calm in that situation? How y'all know how to stay calm in that situation? Because if it was me, I'm taking my gun out and I'm shooting the fucking driver, because why the fuck am I outside of this car and it's speeding the fuck off?
Because you're trying to kill me now. And now I feel like my life is in danger.
Then your life is in danger, but all of them are just like, he was joking.
We say it every single time one of these white folks start shooting up every goddamn thing, they always go into custody. AK-47s, AR-15s, they always make it in custody. No matter what, they make it in custody. But unarmed black men and women die on a consistent basis all of the time, and they're unarmed. Like, understand that, you know, our genetics, we're fast. We run fast. We don't got a little strength, we run fast, you know what I'm saying? But bruh, give me a fucking break. At some point in time, black people get like, it makes you question. The system is working exactly how it's supposed to work, but outside of that, it's like, we see you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part that's pissing off a lot of us, is that once upon a time, there was a time where there was no footage. There was no movement. There was no sports backing up. There was no nothing. There was nothing as a unit of people that can constantly say that we see you. But right now, we are in a space where it's like we are being very well seen. You are definitely in my camera. Because you just got to be up here.
No, I wonder what
We don't know.
You plugged this in. You took mine out.
G took that out. That's what he was telling you.
Who said that?
Gator. Well, Uncle G. Because he's not Gator right now.
Between you and my kids, y'all killing my show tonight.
Sorry, this is the only one I have.
I'll get you another one.
There you go. I took the wrong one.
Wasn't even
That's
me,
mine
Mom.
right there.
Wasn't even me. Look at it. Look at it.
It has been resolved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wasn't even
Ain't
me.
nothing you can do with this.
Hold on.
No, it's a
Especially with that old ass phone.
Fuck you.
God damn. Now I'm about to figure this out and crop and edit like minute 12. Anyway. So, completely fucked up my train of thought for a second. But we can see y'all, and we are doing everything to let y'all know that we see y'all. The fucked up part about the system is the level of protection. There's a video. You saw somebody. That was fucked up. You were in the wrong. You should be arrested. You should be charged. You should go to jail. System says they were at work. What was it? Let me see. Here is the loophole. Right here.
Right.
Taser. Let her go home. She's going home. She's going to go home. Where is the loophole? It was dark outside. His hands was up. We didn't know if he still had a gun. The gun was found 2 feet from his body. Yeah, he did have a gun. Officer was not and felt the danger. Loophole. Right. It's like, how many times are you going to find the fucking loopholes? How many times are you going to treat us like we stupid? And that's the part that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to keep pissing on my head and tell me it's raining. Like, you're just not going to keep doing it.
Exactly.
You know, at some point in time, it's like, when the fuck are you going to let up? And they don't have a reason to. That's the part that fucks me up. It's like, they legit, it's like, yeah, we don't let up. Yeah, we could. Why? Why would I let up? There's nothing put in place that will tell me that I had to let up. So you just gotta deal with my shit. You know, we pay taxes, motherfucker. My taxes come out to pay police officers to fuck with me. I don't get it. That's the reason why everybody go defund the police. Oh, don't defund, no, defund the motherfuckers. I'm taking my taxes out, paying them niggas. Every single time I see them lights go on behind my motherfucking car, my heart drop. This ain't gonna be no friendly experience for me. They about to come fuck with me over nothing. We have another case.
This week literally had my head on fucking fire.
Second Lieutenant Cameron, I can't pronounce his last name, Nasario.
I'm over here just
Nasario.
I'm like just showing Peanut everything, like exactly what he's talking about.
He was pepper sprayed in Virginia. He's a lieutenant in the Army.
Wrong one.
Lieutenant in the Army. He was pulled over. And I believe, wasn't that the one where the officer said, he said, I fear for my life, and the officer said, you have the right to be scared or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he said, you should be scared.
You should be scared.
That's fucked up.
You should be scared.
And this is the thing. It wasn't like he was dressed like a regular civilian. He had his army outfit on. Mm-hmm. Hands out the window with the army outfit on. And still got pepper sprayed. I'm fighting for my country. I'm a soldier. I'm an army. I'm a second lieutenant. Yada. Bro, we don't give a fuck.
I was about to say, like, oh, you can't find it.
No, I can find it. I can find it.
You can find it.
Like, bro, like, going definitely good. You on that Sean King page.
Yeah, Sean King, let me tell you. I love his page because it keeps me informed or whatever because I don't really have a lot of time or whatever. But his page gets me hot. Like, I just be mad. It be fucking 6 o'clock in the morning just waking up and shit. Brushing my teeth like, let me see what's on Sean King page. Boom, another murder. Boom, another cop doing some dumb shit. Like, boom, cop molesting kids for 20 fucking years. Yep. Like, and then the whole they covered it up. Like, what? But this is what gets me so mad, alright? So they were mad, Colin Kaepernick, he was disrespecting our veterans and all of this and all that. This man is in full uniform. Mm-hmm. And this cop is just like, yeah, you better be scared. Yeah. And if he could, he would be like, you better be scared, nigga. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit blows my fucking mind.
It's read in the body language. Gun pointed out, yeah, you better be scared. It's basically saying, like, I am in control of the situation. Mm-hmm. I say what happens, what don't happen. I don't give a fuck what you do or who you are. Right now, none of that means anything because I'm the police officer and I have the gun and you have to do what I tell you to do. And that's the part that bothers me because until police officers become fucking robots or some shit like that, at the end of the day, you're a man like I'm a man. And I deserve respect the same way you deserve respect. You know what I'm saying? You're not just... There's nothing underneath the sun. Fuck that badge. There's nothing underneath the sun that just automatically makes you a higher power than me. Just because you got that badge on that uniform. Right. Like, I can't wrap my mind around that shit. You should be afraid. Oh, that's how you feel. That's what y'all believe. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers hate riding through Virginia. When I went down to Atlanta, bro, I'm on my way down that bitch. I'm like, fam, listen. The last thing I want to do is get pulled over in fucking Virginia. I can get pulled over anywhere, not this motherfucker. Let me make sure that my speed limit is correct. Let me make sure my shit good. Because I be damned, because they looking for them out of town place. They gonna get you. I'm not in the mood for the dumb shit. But Virginia, it's like, them motherfuckers is different in Virginia. I ain't gonna hold you.
Once you start going down towards the south, them niggas is different. Yo, okay. So, wait, just real quick, because I literally had a fucking headache watching. Because, first of all, I was at work. Shouldn't have been on TikTok. But then I came across a video about the sundown towns or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know what they are or whatever, but I'm just like, let me just click this little hashtag and just get more information about it. So I'm like, people are telling their stories. Like, you got white people explaining what it is. And, like, this one guy, he's, like, a truck driver. And the lady, the cashier lady, she was like, are you planning to stay here tonight or whatever? He's like, yeah, I'm parked my truck. And she's like, can you please don't do that, baby. Please, like, get out of town. And she explains to him. So he's like, nah, I'm protected. Because he had his shit on him. So I'm just like, yo, this is a thing. And then I found out they have a fucking website with towns that you shouldn't be in if you're black, a person of color, or if you're gay. You shouldn't be in these towns when the sun goes down. And I'm just like, so y'all know about these towns. And nothing's happening. Nothing's being done. But a website telling black people, like, yeah, nah. Not here.
Now, and that goes back to, like, the post-traumatic slave syndrome shit, like, with the sundown towns and, things like that. Back when my mother was a kid, back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and even in the 80s and stuff like that, you hear black parents always say, you better be in the house when the street light comes on. And that was kind of like a curfew. Mm-hmm. And it literally is a part of that ideology that extends from right after the Civil War and black people, being emancipated.
Yeah. From
that time on, Jim Crow and all other kind of stuff, the KKK, that was a rule for black folks. Yeah. We gotta get our asses in the crib before the sun go down, before these street lights or whatever come over. Before the sun go down, we gotta be in the house, because if not,
crazy how we carried that on.
And that's a part of post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's a part of being taught something without knowing where it comes from. Right. So then when you got kids in the 70s and shit like that, oh, street light, and they running up the street and shit, street light, I want to get in the house, because if I don't come in before the street light, my mom gonna fuck me up, because that's my curfew. I gotta be in the house. Mm-hmm. But that literally is a reflection of Jim Crow, the South, the KKK being brutalized, being lynched, and all this other kind of stuff, solely based on the fact that now that the sun is down, there are no streetlights in the South at that point in time. It's dark as fuck in the motherfucking South. Right. It was tough. If you are driving your car, or you are out there doing whatever, and they catch you, no, they gonna lynch your ass. You're gonna be dead as hell. They said it was more lynchings. Oh man, I don't want to get the numbers wrong, so I'm not even gonna try to mention numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. But the numbers of lynchings that flew off the motherfucking charts between the South and even coming up north and stuff like that during that time frame, crazy. Black folks coming up missing left the motherfucking right. Why? Because you just so happen to be in an area, you know what I'm saying, that you're quote unquote not supposed to be in.
And they said too, they was like, if the cops are driving past, they'll either just drive past, they'll see it happening and keep going, or they're gonna join in. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, so y'all really know. Like, I cannot, it gave me a headache. I don't know if I made my blood pressure go up, but I left work because I had a fucking headache.
No, it's gonna stress you the fuck out. No, it's a real shit. People feel like, they have that right to tell you where you can and can't be, what you can and can't do. Now,
but can you imagine if black people had that? Like, oh yeah, at this time you can't be over here if you white. You know how fast that shit would get shut down?
That's true.
How fast. And what's crazy is, like, if you see a white person in the hood, the worst thing that's gonna happen, you gonna get approached by a drug dealer and they're gonna be like trying to sell you some shit, because they're gonna think you a crackhead. Like, you want some coke, you want this, like, but nobody gonna beat you up or anything like that.
I've said that, and people think that. I remember having type of conversations. People are either gonna agree or they're gonna disagree. They might look at you like, yeah, and they're gonna look at you like you nuts. You know what I'm saying? White people have this thing like, oh, I'm afraid of black people. They're afraid of that invisible black person that they create in their mind. Oh, I'm afraid of black people. But honestly, white people can go into pretty much any town at any hour, and for the most part, ain't no one gonna fuck with them. People be like, nah, white person walking around Chicago, somebody gonna fuck with them. I'm letting you know right now, a white person can pretty much walk around anywhere they fucking want to at any point in time of the day.
Exactly.
And they will literally not be fucked with. Why? Because black people, again, is either gonna think that nigga's a crackhead, is like, why waste blood on a crackhead, or he's something, because he must be fucking crazy to even be out here at this
Yeah,
point
like,
in
why
time.
is he walking? This nigga, he's a fucking cop.
He's a
And
cop.
they trying to set us up right now.
So we
like-
don't leave the nigga alone. Like, and that's the thing. Like, white people can literally go wherever they want to.
But not for nothing. Black people don't just be on some weird shit. Like white people really like that torturing shit.
Mhm.
Like, I was watching a fucking video with them shoving snow in this man's mouth and trying to suffocate him with snow, and I'm like, who thinks to do that? Like, you gotta be some weird nigga to do that.
These niggas think of all types of shit.
Cause they like torture. Anywhere in history where it's like a white man, it's some weird shit happening to somebody.
I actually came across
White men are so fucking destructive. It's fucking crazy.
It's I don't want to talk about necessarily being prone to certain things, but it's one of those things where you kind of feel like they are. And you know, it's like, I know, you know, this is a YouTube, it's going to be seen by whoever's going to watch and stuff like that. But based on history, the barbarism, if I'm hoping I'm saying that right, you know, barbaric, so barbarism of them is that, of their history, is that, you know, they are, you know, on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, the storyline of Dracula is really based on, what's my man name? Something the Impaler, in which he literally drank motherfuckers' blood. And he wasn't black. He literally was impaling motherfuckers on sticks and stuff like that, drinking their blood, cutting their heads off and shit like that. Like, he really was doing that. He'll invite you over a guest and kill your ass. I was watching something earlier today about some guy. I was watching a show called Most Evil. And I watched it like that. And every single person on the show was a white guy, and every single one of them had some weird thing. One killed his mother, another one killed his grandparents, another one was a doctor who worked in some type of something, and the guests would come there, and he was taking guests, chopping them up and selling their body parts and shit like that. Like, we ain't doing no type of weird shit like that.
No, that shit is like,
We don't fuck with dead bodies like that.
no.
Like, no.
It's just so weird, and it's really, I feel like everybody right now is getting to like their breaking point and their boiling point with this whole shit, and it's just gonna go bad. And it honestly, I feel like it needs to go bad. Like, black people really just need to go and do something. I ain't gonna say what to do, but do
You ain't
it.
gonna say no right.
I ain't going Donald Trump, y'all. Start a riot and shit, but I'm just saying, like, something needs to be done. Like, oh my God, where were they at? Where they showed up on that man's lawn?
Oh no, I'm about to talk about that next.
Yes.
That's the
because
next one.
I respect that shit so fucking much. Because I seen people in the comments or whatever, again, on Sean King's page. Shout
Okay,
out
hold
to
on,
him.
wait. I want to get his name out there.
Yeah, get his name.
Sergeant Jonathan Pentland.
Mhm.
Pentland. Pentland. The sergeant that was harassing this young black guy. This young black guy is walking through the neighborhood, and the
His
thing is,
neighborhood.
him and his wife, Jonathan and his wife, is out there harassing. She's filming him. Some we called the police 15 minutes ago. Like, bro, like, you're filming me like I'm doing something wrong. And the black guy's like, bro, I'm just walking around the neighborhood. I'm just walking. You've been out here. This is our neighborhood.
This is our neighborhood. We're close knit neighborhood. Meanwhile, I think he was only there for like 2 years, and that kid has probably lived there his whole life or some shit like that. It's close to that. So it's like, whose neighborhood is this? Like, what do you mean? He's like, we protect our own. Who's your own?
Yeah, like, what are you talking?
Like, what's happening? And the boy looks so, like, he's just so confused. He's just like, bruh. And then he's trying to walk, but the guy's like walking in front of him. He's like, okay. Like,
Yep, he's like, you need to get out of here. He's like, bro, I'm walking and you're following me.
Like,
Like-
and I already know what type of person this boy is. Like, he just reminds me of my kid. Like, they're just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm about to go watch Dragon Ball Z or some shit.
Yeah, like, I'm on some mad chill shit. I'm out here in my
For
little,
real, like, I'm
my little skip
vibing-
sneakers and shit.
vibing and
Not a
shit.
thug bone in my body, and here you come fucking with me. It'd be different if I pulled up on a motherfucking dirt bike doing donuts in the middle of the street, like we in Philly and shit. Nah, man, I'm just walking. Why are you bothering
And
me?
then he's gonna ask him. He's like, "Where do you live over here? Where do you live?" And he's like, "What?" And then he asked the guy. He's like, "How long have you lived here?" He's like, "That's my business." And da-da-da. You hear his fat ass wife in the background because that bitch is fat as fuck. Her chin is sharp as fuck. Seen a picture of her. Fuck her. But yeah, like, that shit was just pissing me off too. Like,
Yeah,
and then when he pushed him, yeah.
But this is the thing, because I remember when, you know, it was an old stand up by Martin Lawrence, and he was talking about how, you know, white people act real funny when it's just one black person, but when there's more, they don't act like that, right? And he used an example. He's like, you know, the example he used in the stand up, he was like, you know, you in the supermarket and you like, where can I get some toothpaste from? And he said, and the white person gets spicy with you and shit like that. If you look at aisle 6, it says toothpaste. You just need to learn to fucking read. It says toothpaste. And then he says, can you tell us where we can get some toothpaste? It's like, sure, buddy, come on, let me show you. And you look at those videos, because, you know, shout out to the black folk in that community that rolled up on homeboys. Like, no problem. Yo, you real big and buff. You're a sergeant. You got all these motherfucking muscles, and you picking on the motherfucker that you easily taller than by like 5 inches, that you easily outweigh by like 60 fucking pounds, and you got all this motherfucking hot smoke for this person while he's by himself. But when all these motherfuckers show up and they standing on your lawn, dancing around in your neighborhood, your ass ain't come outside.
That was the fucking best thing in the world.
Y'all ain't outside. You ain't outside now. We outside. Why you not outside?
But I don't know how true it is. I heard that they put the sergeant, whatever he is or whatever, they put him in witness protection.
Nah, I heard he was arrested.
No, he was arrested, but
Yeah.
then they said that he also went to witness protection.
He needs protection.
So yeah, so
He needs protection.
I've never heard of a person going to jail for assaulting someone
And then
get protection. I never heard that shit in my life.
Fucking George Zimmerman don't got witness protection. Like, how you get witness protection?
Like, what did you do?
You should lose your position in whatever armed force that you're in, because he's a sergeant. I don't know which one it is. You're a sergeant. You should lose your position in that, and you'll actually go to jail for assault, because it's clearly you are assaulting this person, even if you're not physically beating him up and stuff like that. You're harassing this man. So I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit if you're going to do 60 days in jail, nigga. You go to jail for something. Because at some point in time, you need to be uncomfortable with the idea that you can do that to somebody.
But they're not, and I'm sure, like, it's so crazy to me. Everybody's like, oh, he's not racist, or he's not racist. Then here comes, like, you know, those little white supremacist people throwing the money, and now they super racist. Like, no, that shit been in them. It was there already.
It's definitely something that's already planted a seed there, to where he feels as if he can walk up and down the block and go, this is my block, this is our community. What do you mean? Because the last time I checked, I know it's not necessarily a free country for black folks, but that's what they tell us. I should be able to walk any fucking where I want to. It's not like I'm walking down the street with my dick out pissing on your sidewalk, nigga. I'm just walking down the street.
Right.
So you need to leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? All of us have dealt with some sort of type of bullshit before. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part where it's like, as a community, you can relate to that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Where people just they feel like they can just do and say whatever they want to just because.
Exactly.
I'm not cool with that shit.
And I was correct, because it is on Sean King's page. They did put him in witness protection. They moved him immediately.
He's in witness protection. The
They
big
moved
bad
him.
sergeant, he's in witness protection. America, y'all funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
But that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back to the Daunte story. I don't know if I want to necessarily, but I want to go back to the Daunte story real quick. His mother is white, and his father is black. I want to send a little message to all parents or kids that's in mixed race situations, especially the person who is not black, the white mother or the white father. This is an example that I've been talking about, that we've all talked about for years. When your child gets pulled over, you may have taught them in a household that they not black and to not see color and all this other kind of shit. But when they walk outside your house, you have to prepare your kids for the world that they live in. And the world that Daunte Wright lived in and died in is a world that has told him that he is black. No matter what anybody says, right? So this is a message to all my mixed couples out there. You having kids and you got mixed race babies and all that other kind of stuff. I'm letting you know now. Tell that kid that he is black.
No, deadass.
Because the world is going to view him that way.
To piggyback off of you with my white mama, I literally had to explain to her, because she's like, why don't you say that you're white? Why don't you say that you're this? And I'm like, Mommy, because when I walk out your house, it doesn't matter how white you are. I look black. Like, you know, at most I look Spanish. Nobody gonna look and be like, oh yeah, she half white.
She white.
She half white. They be like, yeah, she's Spanish. Like, she black and Spanish. So I be telling her, I always had to tell her that. I'm like, Mommy, they do not care. They don't care at all. Like, what am I gonna do? I get pulled over by the cops and stuff. If they feel like they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be like, but my mom is white, my nana's white, my aunts and uncle is white. Like I can't. They're gonna be like, okay, and that gives us a bigger reason because we don't like you mixed breed motherfuckers.
Mixed breeds got tough out here.
Like it's
Real shit.
not for nothing though. Like we don't have the same struggle as like a darker skinned person, but it's definitely like,
Yeah.
you know, you catch the right races, they gonna be like, you fucking mixed breed bitch. Like they was cutting babies out of women's stomachs if they was half white, half black.
I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. It's not funny, but it's funny. Earlier today, I'm in my room watching TV. My kids is finishing up their online class shit and all the other kind of stuff. And I'm in my room and I'm flicking through channels and Higher Learning is on. And it's towards the end of the movie, right? So Higher Learning is my shit. That's my jam, right? So I'm watching fucking Higher Learning. I got the DVD. And no matter when I catch the show on TV, I watch it and I'm watching the shit. And they literally catch it towards the end. So they walk in and they catch it at the part where they had the fight where they were eating. So Ice Cube called the homies up, Busta Rhymes, Omar Epps, and the other big dude with the purple joint on. He shows up, and you got all the white dudes sitting there. They got the skinhead shit going on, and they get into a fight. And my kids are sitting there with the play-by-play. Oh, he hit him. Oh, he doing all this other kind of stuff. And as the movie goes on, of course, a natural parent be like, hey, you know, it's about to get rough, so y'all might want to leave. Right. But no, not me. No, y'all need to see this. So my kids is in there watching Higher Learning with me, and it goes through the movie and stuff like that. You see Remy get all hyped up. Michael Rappaport, who played Remy, you see him getting all hyped up. They do the whole thing, and they go to the scene where he's on the roof and he's shooting and stuff like that. The whole entire thing, and my kids is just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Like I see what the fuck is going on in their head, and they're asking questions like, oh, why is he doing that, and why is he doing this, and why is this, and oh, they call Remy Mr. Clean. That's what they call him because he had the bald skinhead shit, and he's like, oh, Mr. Clean is running through the building. Like Mia, my daughter Mia, is so fucking hilarious. But Mr. Clean is running through the building and all the other kind of stuff, and then he committed suicide. He shot himself, and like, oh my god, why would And now I'm sitting there trying to explain to my kids the plot of Higher Learning, and it's one of those things that is a real thing. Like you have people like because what happened was in the scene. To get the police to kind of get off Remy, his skinhead friends beat up a gay couple. So it's like they're beating up these gay guys, and then they're running. Remy take the shot. So I gotta explain these things to them, like, you know, white supremacists. They may be a part of something, and we call them Nazis or neo-Nazis, and you know, or skinheads, and this is things that they do, and they fight people, or they attack people, or they harm people, they may even kill people that are not white, that are black, that are Hispanic, and they don't like people that are, you know, same sex. I don't necessarily use the terminology gay. I say same sex, that are same sex relationships and stuff like that. And I'm explaining shit to them, and they're just like, oh, bro, like it's over their head, but they kind of get it, but it's over their head type shit. But it's one of those things. It's like, I think that as parents, you need to prepare your kids for the world they live in. And this is the politically correct side. We will love a world where we're all harmonious and we're getting along. It sounds nice. I wake up in the morning. I step outside. I say hello to my white neighbor and my Spanish neighbor. Good morning, John. Good morning, Maria. How's everybody doing today? Everything's awesome. Fantastic. I get in my car and I go to work and we all just having a lovely day. That's not the world that we live in. Period. And that's to go to say, not every white person is a racist, but the system that we live in is a racist system. So you kind of got to piggyback off that shit and prepare your kids. I tell people, and I tell my kids, like, every white person is not, because my kids, at one point in time, you know, my pro-black ass family, you know, they mother, she with the shit.
Shout out baby mama.
Like, my kids are very aware of a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I have a video of Daunte. Daunte was probably like 5 or 6. I think he was 6. And he was talking about police gun violence. He was like, police officers pull you over and then they get mad and they shoot you. And he's 6. But I don't hide that shit from my children.
Let me tell you. I have Waze on my phone for my GPS or whatever. So it's like police reported ahead. Every time it says that, my mom gets pissed the fuck off when she's in the car because my kids are like, oh, you got your seatbelts on, you like this. We don't want to get pulled over, and I'm like, and she's like, what are you teaching them? Look, I'm teaching them the real shit.
Teach them to survive.
Like, no.
Teach your kids to survive. That's one of the biggest. Every parent that talks to their kids, because this is primarily a black parent to child conversation. It's I want you to come home.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about any of that other shit.
I never ever got that talk, but y'all should know why.
I want you to make it home. Be compliant. Listen to whatever they're saying. Handle whatever they're asking you. Whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's more important for you to come home. If you get locked up, don't say shit. Call me. I'll be there. I done seen enough of First 48 to understand that they can't incriminate you on shit if you don't say nothing. They can send you home. Like, yo, I ain't do shit. I don't know shit. And they waiting for you to say something.
You know what you do? You fall asleep.
I'm asleep.
I'm asleep. Kiss my ass. I'm not telling you shit. But I tell my kids. This is a conversation I've been having with my kids. My oldest son is 9. He about to be 10. I got a 9, an 8, a 6, and a 5-year-old. And my kids are very aware of how this shit can go left very quickly.
Right.
Some of y'all want to shelter your kids, and that's cool. I ain't gonna tell nobody how to parent. Because some people may think that I'm too radical. You know what I'm saying? Or it's too early, it's too soon, you fucking up their childhood.
Never.
Sounds cute.
Not when they out here shooting.
But Tamir Rice died at...
Tamir Rice definitely,
he was 13, 12 when he got shot.
With a toy gun in the park.
So y'all not gonna sit here and tell me what I'm gonna tell my kids what I'm not gonna tell them.
Exactly.
I want my babies to come home.
Exactly. And you know, it's so weird though because, okay, my aunt, who's also white, she wouldn't let my cousin, like everybody else on the block, you know, had guns, toy guns, playing around. She would not let him play with no guns because, my God, you're fucking black. All my cousins are mixed. And I just had to add that in there. But, my God, you're black. You're not about to have a gun out here with any of these kids and they're like, it's the black boy whose gun is real. I'ma shoot you.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you. My family's on the same shit, and we had them. We'd go to the store and buy that cap gun, and then be assholes because it's orange at the tip. No, we get in the crib. We got a magic marker. Make that shit black. We put the caps in that bitch, and we run around the house, popping caps left and right.
But in the house,
no, this is the thing. We was not allowed to go outside with them shits. In the backyard, yeah. Driveway, yeah, but you think you're going to be running up and down the block with them shits? No. I remember one time we was in the car, we pulled over somewhere, and I had my cap gun in my pocket.
Oh my God, you're about to beat your ass.
And they opened the door up, and when they opened the door up, I shot my cap gun. Pat, pat, pat. Bruh! That quick. My grandmama was like, what the fuck are you doing? You want to get shot out here doing these motherfuckers and shoot you out here for doing super shit like that shit? My grandmother ran off on me. And I'm sitting like this. It's just a cap gun. No. Parents know.
It's crazy because, like, when you really think back on your childhood or whatever, you just see a lot of shit. You see a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. And as much as my mom doesn't like to admit, like, oh, you know, I don't want to see color, blah, blah, blah. Finally, she's starting to see fucking color. But it was a lot of stuff that she did. So I wouldn't be like, I would be kept in my little bubble.
What up,
this
Nita?
Nigga.
We shooting, man. You gonna stand in front of my
family? Your whole family,
Yo,
bro.
Gator, I'm gonna ask you some shit, cause you know in the street a little bit, allegedly. Allegedly in the streets and shit like that. We talking about, like, we went through all these cop shooters. We went through all this other kind of stuff. We talked about, street lights coming in the crib. We talked about those type of things. We talked about those type of shits. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Were you allowed to play with cap guns when you was growing up?
Ask me where I went to. Nigga, if you didn't have a 25, if you didn't have a 25 with a 7-shot clip in that bitch at age 13 and 14.
And you grew up in that track.
Dude, Google it.
This is the thing. My uncle always said this shit. No one in the family would go to jail. He'd go to jail for us because he said he and he went through the shit that he went through. You did 5?
I did too much time. One day is too much time.
It definitely is. It definitely is. And my uncle, people, and this is something I always tell people about my family. Like, my family is crazy as hell. We nuts. We do a bunch of wild shit. But my family never glorified the streets. People like, oh, your uncles did this, or your uncle might have did this, or you know what I'm saying. I know people that be like they focus in the streets, so they in the streets. My Uncle G never ever in his life told me and my brothers to go out there and do that shit.
Right.
And you need that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people glorify that life. Yo, I'm out here making money. You need to be making money too. He never glorified that shit to us. He always told our black asses to go to school, stay in the house. None of that shit. He always kept us out of trouble. And that's something that you gotta appreciate, because me, when I grew up, I see niggas that folks was in the streets and then they was in the streets. And you just see it's a fucking revolving door. You know what I'm saying? You go to the West Coast, niggas like, you know, my whole family Crip. My uncle Crip, my daddy was Crip, their grandparents was Crip, we all Crip. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one big huge thing. It goes down the line. My household didn't work that way. My uncle was like, y'all niggas ain't doing this shit.
Should I say one thing?
Go ahead.
And I tell people, I could count any of my relatives that's in jail.
Yep.
And I wait. If I count the motherfuckers on one hand, and I wait. If I count them on 2 fingers, and I wait. You ever think about it?
We don't have
None
a bunch
of my
of
family down south. I was like the only one that's
Yeah.
much,
up here. You went to jail. Kevon did a little bit of time.
and that's it.
That's it. We don't really got it like
You're
that.
talking generations and generations.
Generations. My grandparents' age, none of them went to jail. Uncle Allen went to jail.
Yeah, but that's people us.
Yeah, Uncle Allen went to jail, but Uncle Allen went to jail because he was just crazy. He was nuts. R.I.P. to my uncle. But other than that, we don't have that in my family. Like, niggas didn't do that type of shit. Like, he wilded out and he was it. He wilded out, he was it.
And as far as like the East Coast, West Coast, Block, whatever like that, that's they.
Yeah, it's their culture.
That's their culture.
It's a part of the culture. That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's why they
East Coast, West Coast, West Coast shit, the gang shit is a part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, we have a different, Atlanta, I went to Atlanta, it's Atlanta culture. Like, where you from, it's a reflection. Like, you're going to see this shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, household is very important. That's the reason why, like, I was on the phone with my kids the earlier day. We was talking about my kids going to school and stuff like that. Yeah. But I tell everybody, like, the house is the most important shit that you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? You talk
Right.
about the relationship you have with your mother and what she tells you, what she didn't tell you, the different things. We have conversations like, I didn't learn this, but I heard this and different shit like that. Yeah, household is the most important shit that you're going to get, because that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to cut your teeth at.
I really didn't know about racism until I was out of high school. Like, it was a whole bubble being popped. I was just like, what? People racist now? What?
I didn't even know this shit went down.
But then
like
what's
this.
crazy is, though, I have racists. I don't want to call them. And my mom has racists in her family.
Yeah.
So it's like
I love them.
that, huh?
You know
And
why?
it's like-
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because they ain't got the sheets over their head. You see them.
The best thing about upfront races, you know where they coming from. That's the
Right.
best thing about
That's
the
the best
80s.
thing
And
about
that's the
it.
best thing about back in the day. It's like,
Over their head.
John David, the white man up the street, he hates us.
Yeah.
But I know that when I walk past that nigga house, he's disgusted. I know that. It's these motherfuckers that got the badge on. It's these motherfuckers
Yeah.
in these political positions. It's these motherfuckers that you walk past every single day. You solicit their business. You go into their stores. You buying shit, and they
Yeah.
absolutely do not give a fuck
They don't want
about
your
you
money.
at all.
No.
No,
The
that
only thing they want is your money.
That's the reason why I say there's a difference between a racist and a bigot. A racist hates you, period. A bigot will look you in your face and take all your finance, take everything you got, and then say fuck you when you walking out the door. They willing to trade a little bit with you to get more from you. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna leave one of this note, but I'll be back here. I'm gonna tell you one thing. The racists, the bigots, all that. Always remember this. The only thing that don't discriminate is what? Not this money, drugs. They don't care if you from the upper
Yeah,
class,
that ass.
middle class, black, white, Puerto Rican. It don't care. It will kill you. You fuck around with it too long.
That's real shit.
Always remember that. See, people don't even look at it. Oh, she get high, she got a lot of money, she got high. No, her ass goes in up dying faster than the broke motherfucker in the street, but they ain't got no money to
And
get high
that's
every
why
day.
you sell it to the white people.
That's what it's about, discrimination.
Discrimination is
And drugs
big.
don't discriminate.
It
They
don't.
gonna get your ass.
They gonna eat your ass up.
And that was a transformative. That's the transcard of the world. That's when shit changed. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers start getting high, like everybody know that the government put drugs in black neighborhoods, but when that shit started to get out the black neighborhoods and go into white neighborhoods, motherfuckers they're like, whoa, we gotta get some control over this shit. We gotta hold on. The war, we got a war on drugs. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? It changes once it starts to affect white folk. When it's only affecting black folks, don't give a shit what you do. All that gang violence in Chicago, 365 days in a year. They got over fucking 400 deaths in a year. Some weird shit, some big ass number. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about that. But let that shit happen anyway. Let it be white folks killing each other in such large numbers.
The war on drugs was that? It was already here. All the prescription drugs.
Facts.
That was the gateway to hell.
Yep.
Prescription drugs is actually, and this is some real shit, because you use it. And I'm going to tell you some real shit, right? It is a proven fact that prescription drugs causes more drug addiction than marijuana. People always say, oh, marijuana is a gateway drug. That is bullshit. Niggas smoke weed and smoke weed their entire life. Motherfuckers start smoking weed at 16 years old, 15 years old, and they be 47 years old, and they still just smoke weed. Niggas that do medication, they chasing that, and then before you know it, there's heroin and those other kind of shit, and it gets bad for them. Pretty fucking bad, pretty quick. And the fucked up part about the government and Big Pharma and the FDA and the CDC, they allow high level pain medications to be given to kids as young as 11 years old. Oh, your kid, how old is he? He's 11? Okay, cool. We can prescribe them Vicodin and Perks. No, the fuck you can't.
They were trying to give me that shit when I got my tooth pulled out. I'm like,
You don't even take medicine.
I don't even take my. I'm like, I don't need it. They're like, no, you gonna need it, nigga. No, nigga, no, I'm not gonna need it.
Not gonna need that shit because you're gonna be out here fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I know too many people. Back when I was working and shit like that in the mental health field, I had clients that worked in the mental health shit who dead ass was on that shit like. Yo, I got addicted to heroin because I was in an accident. I broke my knee. They prescribed me medication. I started taking the medication, and then I couldn't, I kept trying to get it, and then I started doing heroin. I heard that story alone. I worked in the mental health field for over 5 years. I heard that type of story alone probably 9 or 10 times from my clients. Like, I was snowboarding. I tore both of my knees up. They prescribed me pain medication, and before you know, I was on heroin. Like, god damn, like,
no, that ass.
It's a real thing.
Like, they cut you off from the shit. Oh no, you can't have it no more. So then you go like, damn, where can I go where that shit not gonna hurt no more? Like,
and that's where they headed at.
Yep.
And before you know it, they out here in these streets struggling the fuck out. That's the reason why when you go in the hood, how you mentioned earlier, you see a white person in the hood, like, oh, they a crackhead, but crackhead is universal for they a drug addict.
Yep.
We call everybody a crackhead that we see out in the street, but 9 times out of 10 is heroin. And you see them out here and they chasing that motherfucking, they chasing their high. And it's a different type of atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we have a government that don't look out for our best behavior. Don't look out for us in the best way. They fuck up the water, they fuck up the food, they fuck up the air. They send fucked up police. Every single thing is just all fucked up. And then they go, we have your best interest in mind. No, the fuck you don't. How can you have the best interest in mind when every single thing you do is to fuck us up? You put chemicals in the food that fuck us up, then charge us extra for organic. You fuck up the water supply, and then charge us X amount of dollars for Poland Spring and Aquafina and all that kind of shit. You fuck up the air, right? And then tell us, oh, global warming isn't real.
Get an air purifier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then, and it's all aspects across the board. Every single thing that the government has their hands in. Oh, Big Pharma. Johnson & Johnson just got another thing where they got to pull the vaccine off the thing, and they tell you not to take Johnson & Johnson because it's fucking people up. Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson just came off a cancer case from the baby powder.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I don't even trust Johnson & Johnson with my goddamn baby. Why? You think I'm going to let that shit fucking... Yo, I can't stand anybody. You think I'm gonna let that y'all inject some shit? Listen to me. My mother be trying. I'm sorry. My mother be having it out for me. She's like, Anita, just get the Johnson & Johnson one. It's one shot. Don't even worry about it. Nah. If I don't put that shit on my kids when they were babies, you think I'm gonna let them inject me with some shit?
And this is the other part. The Pfizer one, because I mentioned this. I said this shit. God. I said this shit before even got here. I said this shit, and I don't know if I probably have to go and listen to fucking podcast after podcast to pull this shit up. But I said this shit. I said what's gonna end up happening is this COVID shit. They're gonna make it a shot that you have to take every single year.
Yep.
The Pfizer, they said, oh, for those that's already gotten both of their injections with the Pfizer, they probably have to take a third one in 6 months. You told me I only had to take 2. Now you telling me I gotta take another one in 6 months.
My mom literally just got her second shot. Sis was on her deathbed, okay? She was fucked up. And at first they was saying like, oh yeah, you know, if you had COVID before, you're gonna probably get sick after this. Nah, my mother didn't have COVID before, so it's just like.
And I don't want to get sick from this shit in general. What the fuck you talking
Exactly,
about?
that's what I'm saying too. Cause I had COVID, and I was sick for like. But the thing is, I was sick for like a day, if that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, niggas couldn't breathe for real, but like, whatever. I don't want to take this fucking shot and really have a fever, get the fucking chills or some shit like that.
And be all bodied up from this shit. Fuck you talking about?
So I'm like, no. Everybody's like, my boss is like, oh yeah, once we take.
John.
They're like, oh yeah, you know, what the fuck? His shit just fucked me up.
You said once you take the shit, you're talking about getting the injections.
Oh yeah, my boss is like, oh, once we all get vaccinated in the office, we can start taking off our masks. And I'm just like,
I'm taking this mask off regardless.
First of all, no. But first of all, it's like we have people coming in and out of the building. We can't take our mask off because they're not. How we know they're vaccinated? And you're not gonna push me to get a vaccine. Because the CDC still says keep your fucking mask on. So we can't just be like, oh yeah, you know, we're a small company, we're gonna take our mask off. No, motherfucker, because if somebody come in here, you can still test positive for COVID with that vaccine. Mm-hmm. So one of us test positive, we get the fucking mailman sick. Oh yeah, I went to our office and all these motherfucking hillbillies had they these hillbillies and this little mixed chick had they fucking mask off. Like, nah.
It's all bullshit. And they already said it. Like, the injection itself, it doesn't fit underneath the qualification of a vaccine as a true vaccination. It fits under the thing of the window of temporary something. I can't think of the name of it. And this is what happens when you start drinking. I don't start writing my shit down. But I can't remember what it is. I can't remember the exact vernacular that they use. It's bothering me. Hopefully I'll figure it out later. But basically, in short, this shit is not a cure-all. It's not a cure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's some temporary shit to get us to the next step. And the next step is just more vaccination, more this, more that. Because at the end of the day, it's about the check. That's the reason why it was a race to see who's going to get the vaccine first. You got 3 companies with the vaccine out now. No, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, I can't remember the other one. Everybody trying to get their vaccine now. To the people that's getting vaccinated, kudos to you, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you feel you need to do that shit. If you feel like you need to be vaccinated, get vaccinated. But you not going to pressure me or shame me into getting fucking vaccinated. I'd be damned. I don't feel that motherfucking bad.
I bet I told my boss, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all take y'all fucking mask off. Still stay 6 feet away from me. Just don't come by my desk.
I have people that come in as a massage therapist. They come into the joint, they come into the spa, and as soon as they walk in the room, they go, well, I've gotten both of my injections, and they just whip their mask off.
Yeah, dead ass, and I'm like, bitch, no.
Oh, I've been injected. And take their motherfucking mask off. Oh, I just got injected the other day. My arm is a little sore. Can you be careful on my arm? Bro, okay, I'll be careful on your arm. But I had one client come in the other day preaching to me about how I need to get vaccinated. Oh, you really should get it done. You know, just get it done. You know, I feel fine. Yada, 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 yada. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting fucking vaccinated, bro. No, nigga, no, you too. Hold on. Give me a second. You know what I'm saying? So, like, on some real shit, it's like, you're not going to pressure me to do some shit that I don't want to do. You can kiss my whole ass. Every part of it. I'm not doing some shit that I don't want to do. I don't believe in this shit. Because there's no way in hell you came up with a vaccination for this shit, but you have not cured anything since polio. You can kiss polio was like 19 whatever. You haven't cured anything since fucking polio, but you're gonna convince me to get a shot that's because you're gonna cure some shit. Absolutely fuck not. I'm not that. Sorry for the people that's got it done. Cool. My mother got it done. Cool. Yeah. For the people that's got it done. Cool. But I'm not that fool.
And it's like, yo, just respect the fact that people aren't, especially black people, are not comfortable with the government giving us shit.
I'm not
and
at
it's
all.
So weird that they're like, oh yeah, we have it in the black community. Why y'all want to have it here first?
Yeah.
Like, no. So my boss was saying, like, because he got his shot when everybody's like rushing out to get their shit, he had to go to Harlem or whatever. Because he's like, yeah, you know, minorities don't want to go get the shot or whatever, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, because
the government has fucked us.
Over and over again.
We've been fucked over and over again by Big Pharma.
I'm sorry if black people aren't like rushing to go get this shot or whatever, because the fuck, we don't know what the fuck y'all put in that shit, and we don't know if in certain cities and towns y'all putting a little extra something in there.
Exactly. I have supreme trust issues, and I have this is the part, right? When you explain it to people, they be like, I have a reason to feel this way. I didn't give black people syphilis I don't encourage black people. I don't encourage people to get the MMR shot that's giving black kids a higher rate of autism than any other race of children. I'm not encouraging that shit. Y'all are.
Right.
And because y'all encouraging that shit and you just expect me to accept it just to take it. Fuck out of here. I'm not just accepting taking any fucking thing. Because at the end of the day, it's people that look like me that's getting fucked up by this shit. Not you. So since your people not getting fucked up about it, of course you feel okay with it. Of course you agree with the government. Of course you're perfectly fine with the injections.
Right.
Because it's not targeting you. It's targeting me. And people that look like me, it's targeting my kids.
Right.
And I'd be damned if my kid's gonna be walking around here with fucking autism. They was born perfectly fine, but now they 6 years old and they got autism because of some shit that you encourage me to get done. No, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
Right.
This shit get me hot. I got a fucking attitude.
No, that's me all fucking week. Now I get my headache again.
We gonna end the show at this motherfucker though, cause everybody
Yeah,
angry.
everybody
and shit.
is
Shut
dead.
this shit down.
We gonna shut this shit down right now, yo.
Shut
Hold
it down,
on.
come on.
Give me a second. Give me a
I
second.
got
Yo.
two cool motherfuckers.
Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second, yo. Yo, it's your boy Tre LA Sweatpants Poppy.
Wow, and Miss Nita.
This is the Henny Hookah
shit
Chronicles
ghetto.
podcast, yo. It's about to get real crazy in here. Y'all not gonna get the behind the scenes shit. I'm letting you know that right now.
I'm about to leave.
Bruh.
Hey, I